Oh yeah, your boy's Bach. I made a video the other day, but I just wanted to make it a little more concise and kind of put everything together because I kind of just like putting the thought together, I guess you could say. But man, this is such an important thing, man. Yeah, and I wanted to put it at the end of the video because it's like I can't take a conclusion at the end, but being your best version, no matter what, like literally no matter what, and it's something you'll have to catch yourself doing. Like just a little scenario happened today. Like dude rushing me. We need to push the food out. Gotta push the food out. Obviously, I'm not about to give out no raw food. That's just not who I am. Like I never do that. Um, and then second, my plating, how I can plate and stuff like that. I'm like, man, fuck it. I'm just gonna put everything in there. Ain't gonna set it up nice and shit like I normally be doing. And then I was like, oh, that's not being your best version. Had to catch myself hella quick, bro. It's like reason why you like, man, I ain't about to do all this shit, nigga rushing me and shit. And like it wasn't justified or nothing why he was rushing me. Like shit just happened, came up how it came up, and the food gonna come out how it's gonna come out. Yeah, but I was like, man, not being your best version, and I caught it. And right after I caught that, bro, I was like, okay, I see it. I see how quick it was. But literally, it's like I had that switch of perspective, and like I started moving quicker. I started moving better. I started being even more. I could feel a better energy on myself. But there's many scenarios where we may not be our best version, because of the environment we're in, and it's because we don't want to feel like we're being taken advantage of. Say it's like you're in an argument with your girl or your significant other, and like they might come home upset and or whatever. There's many things that may happen. You like, man, I'm not about to be putting my energy into this shit, and this person can't even show me this or do that for me, and it's like all you doing is adding to the problem. All you doing is not coming up with solutions to fix it. All you doing is like I said, adding to the problem. That's the biggest thing. Because when people say you got flip perspectives to get out your situation, like if you're in a situation is like you just need to look at yourself more than the other people around you, is because like even if it is a shitty situation, you have the ability to get out of it. So if you're not being your best version, if you're just if you're in a relationship and like I said, you got this person where you feel like you never can put in and like you never should do this or never do that because they always got an attitude or something like that, and it's time for you to move on and make whatever changes need to happen to move on. But besides that, don't limit yourself because that person may have an attitude, or like it could be a parent, brother, sister, whatever. Either cut them off or be your best version even when they're not their best ability, or not they're not acting the way you want them to act towards you. And that's the biggest thing. It's not even that they may be acting like an ass. That's not always the case, but they may not be treating you the way they want to be treated. They may be putting themselves first or something like that, and you just have to be your best version. And when I say that, that could be anywhere from having better communication, not getting quiet and tensed up or whatever, or being petty. Like a lot of times we could be petty just because the other person did some shit. Now it's our turn to be like, look at what the fuck you did, or whatever. It's many ways to be petty, but or many scenarios that pettiness come up, but that's never really a great solution. That's not being your best version. That's being, like I said, petty is like this nitpicky ass person. Like, oh, you're a lot of times when petty shit happens because man, I can't. It's so many reasons to come up. I'm not even going to just narrow it down. To be honest, that just is not. It's not needed. But yeah, it's like it's many reasons we may not be our best version. If you go to jobs and shit, from like a nigga may only pay you $9 an hour, or only give you 20 hours a week, or 30 hours a week. But it's like, bro, you can pout, you can do all this shit, or you can work harder. And what would that lead to? Only it could lead to a couple different things. It could lead to you getting a raise because you're just undoubtedly good. No matter what, you're always just being your best version, and they might see that in you. Um, what else could happen? You could get another job somewhere else. You can grow through experience. You can really learn everything you need to learn in that situation and go somewhere else that they'll value you, and you can show what your value because you've learned and you are your best version even in a shitty situation. Um, what else? For me, the biggest point is you just building godly habits. That's the biggest thing because even through adverse times, you're still doing your best, bro. When rough shit come up, you're gonna always be able to be like, oh, this ain't nothing. I'm not wavered by this shit. I'm not gonna be stopped by this shit because you're always used to accustomed, and you're accustomed to being your best version even through hard times. And then when good times come, bro, you're going to be so fucking dynamic. You're going to be so great because you're always used to being your best version. Now the environment is on your side. You don't have to. You know how they say when you get an opportunity, you don't have to get ready. You already ready. You already had good habits. You ain't gotta focus on. Oh, let me stop being this. Let me stop being lazy. You know how people get insecure when they with a good significant other or when they got a good situation going, they get insecure. Like a manager may get insecure because they don't want to lose their position or something like that. So they always knock people down and shit like that, or talk down on people and shit like to the other managers and shit. So other people can't rise and many different things. So when you're not your best version, bro, it's many things that may happen when it's time for that opportunity to come. For me, if you ask me, I don't think you even gonna get that chance to get an opportunity, but that's not true because there's so many people in bad and shitty situations. I mean, so many people in got good jobs or whatever in management positions, but they're shitty people. So I can't say that's necessarily true, but I do have a theory for God people and people that's really gonna make something out of themselves. You're not gonna meet your soulmate. You're not gonna meet that next dynamic experience until you're ready. And that's the truth, bro, because I mean, like for other people, like jobs and shit, being a manager, bro, that's nothing, bro. That's some that's some depressing, not growing, developing type shit, especially depending on what restaurants you at. But for the most part, bro, that's all you end up being like for the rest of your life as a manager, bro. Like that's not something that you happy about. Most people not gonna be happy about. Some people may love it and that's fine. I'm no knock to them. But for most people they might not enjoy it, but they're not gonna also, since it's a good job, they're not gonna look outside of that either. So for God's people, the ones that continue to grow and continue to want to be better and shit, when you're gonna certain scenarios and things will come into your life when you're ready, bro. I swear, like, and it happens so much, bro. From like I hate to use myself as example. Well, not hate to use myself as example, but I just use myself as an example. But it was little things. I remember one time, I paid one of my tickets off, and my homeboy literally called me with a job. It was like, hey, bro, let's drive to California right quick. And it's like, bro, as soon as I make the payment for shit, we ain't took no trips or nowhere. Like just because of how shit been stacked up and lined up. But he literally had an opportunity to give me some extra money in my pocket, and it not hurt him. And it was literally after I had made a payment that he had no idea about and shit like that. It's just like how kind of shit works sometimes when you put forth effort. They meet you kind of halfway. So if you always putting your best effort in, it may not be that job or that relationship or that significant or whatever. It may not parent or whatever. It may not be that thing that changes and get better. It may be preparing you to get better for your next shit. Like it's just how it like this is how life works, bro. Like if you're in a shitty relationship, bro, and instead of becoming shitty, because like you say, our environment shape us. Like we're products of our environment. So instead of becoming shitty from even parent, like if you're a kid, you're a teenager, it's kind of hard, bro, because what your parent do and say affects you so fucking much. But like I said, bro, no matter what situation you in, instead of becoming shitty, bro, you actually work on yourself, bro. It's so much easier, and you end up being more dynamic for that next person in your life, bro. And that's things we have to just understand, bro. Don't be so short-sighted when it comes to certain things. Cause that's how we are, bro. We feel like, no, I'm not gonna be my best version. I only get paid $9 an hour. No, I'm not gonna be my best version. I'm not gonna clean my room cause my mama yelling at me and they always strict and then let me go out. It don't matter, bro. Follow the rules and know the system, beat the system, and be so great at beating the system. Whenever somebody else puts systems in front of you, bro, you're so accustomed, like, period. But like I said, man, it's just understanding and building great habits, building godly habits. That's the most important thing, bro. And this is what the reason this topic even came up. I couldn't understand it is because I had these like depressing thoughts as feelings pulling back up, and like I've been good for the most part because I just been in this knowing and understanding on what I'm doing, but it kind of I guess just got a little short-sighted maybe or whatever, but these thoughts started to pop up and I couldn't really understand it, and it comes from this idea that I believe that all emotions come from an animalistic nature, or at least the emotions that we use them towards the animalistic nature. It may not be just animalistic. These emotions and feelings can be deeper than this world. They could be something deeper. They could come from spirit and stuff like that. So to even say that, the way we use our emotions are animalistic. And that's why I'm glad I'm making this video over again, because just how I was saying certain things, I get a better chance to clarify and go over it again and make this video a lot better. But all emotions from love, even how we understand there's love and then there's unconditional love. I'm not going to go to the advanced version of every emotion because I am not the guy to do that. But for the most part, every emotion has advanced ways of looking at it or using them. For example, if a human uses certain emotions a certain way versus a God using certain emotions a certain way, they're I don't even know how to explain that, but the God will just be more dynamic with that emotion. They're not going to be like, for a human, we may be entranced by that emotion, versus a God will use that emotion as a tool type shit, or a godly people, or whatever you want to look at it. Same thing with animals. Like, animals have all emotion. If you don't understand that, you just have to study the animal kingdom a lot better. From If you look at cats and dogs, they show excitement, they show love, they show jealousy. Change up their feeding, change up their food. They'll get spiteful. Don't clean their litter box. Don't take them outside. They start doing dumb shit like chewing on shoes and shit. They get spiteful. They get petty. They get nervous. They get scared when they fuck up some shit. They'll be in the corner when you get home. They be like, "Damn, I know they're gonna yell at me." All this other shit. They have every emotion that humans got, from even grief and all these different things. And like I said, if you look at if you look at the movie Inside Out, these emotions are meant to be used as tools. And like I said, if you look at Inside Out, they had a toddler that was using emotion like sadness and shit. They might not use sadness well. They might use joy more better than sadness or anger or anything else. But when you get to that adult version, you should be able to use anger a lot better. You should be able to not throw temper tantrums, but understand you need change in your life and you need to make that change happen. So it's starting to understand, like, these emotions start out young as hell. We start out raw and instinctual, and that goes to something with Lord Jamar say. I try to go back to what I was talking about, but just to get onto this topic again. Well, not again, but I was hoping that everything popped back up that I talked about in the video, and everything's starting to come out. So I'm just saying it again, like I'm glad it's coming out type shit. But Lord Jamar talked about how we move on instincts, because that's just what we do naturally. Like the baby, yes, he's this not multi-millionaire, but he's this millionaire now, making big moves, becoming this potential mogul type shit. But every time, I ain't gonna say adversity come, but a certain type of adversity come, that hood adversity, his main way of looking at it is to fight it. And that's not the best way to look at it when you becoming this person. So he need to mature that that perspective or that emotion on how he look at life or how he reacts to that moment. Same for other people. When we react off instinct. A big thing off instinct is if a white person call you nigger, like, bro, you don't really have too much emotions on however you act. Either you don't give a fuck or you do give a fuck. And it's not something you kind of can fake, because it's just something we move off instincts. But we can, like I said, when we build godly habits, we can start to change instincts and rewire our programming. And like I said, most people, like Lord Jamar said, most people, because that was such an amazing thought, bro. I'm not taking credit for that. I can't take credit for that. But like you said, we move off instinct. Trying to think of other things we do when we get off instinct. When we feel threatened or when we feel embarrassed or something, we gotta stun or something. We gotta overcompensate for that embarrassment. That's instinct. That to be petty is an instinct. Like, that's a way to feel like a way to feel like we got back at that person, where we just didn't get taken advantage in that scenario or situation. Now I got my last word type shit. And only time, like, when people try to get last word, that's another thing. You moving on instinct. I always got to be the last person. I always got to be right. Yes, some people may naturally always get the last word or something like that, just because they have more wisdom in a real conversation or a natural environment. But that person that's always just trying to force some shit, just trying to say something petty, just trying not to really not add any development or growth to the conversation. They just really just being, trying to please themselves and feel better about themselves, because however you treated them on accident or on purpose or whatever, they ain't technically forgive you, so they treating you this way now. These all ways of moving off instinct. I mean, it's many ways that we do it, bro, but the baby is a great example. I can't really think of other people. Basically Eminem or somebody like Lil Wayne or anybody else, they do drugs hard when anytime anything happen for them, or whenever they want to be creative or anything, like they might go to drugs, or whenever they want to escape from certain shit, they go to drugs. Like, and obviously I can say Wayne doesn't want to be in this world. This nigga been talking about it. He is an alien and all that shit forever. So I can even say for Wayne, bro, when he ready to escape and when he really don't feel like dealing with human shit, he get on the serve, and that's moving out of instinct instead of just naturally meditating or dreaming or whatever type shit. Taking shrooms, taking something that's a little less hard, but since like Serb was one of the first gateways to him finding or discovering his alien self, and ever since then that's been the main gateway he ain't took. And going to Rex like Raj, he talk about the gateway. Mama say don't do drugs, but it's the gateway. Hey, some shit like that. But it's like, yeah, man, they always say weed and all that shit is a gateway drug, bro, but you always look at it as a gateway to go into other drugs, never a gateway into spirituality or just self-discovery or anything like that. And yeah, it could be a gateway, and that gate can get closed easily if you abused it or whatever. But just saying, just to kind of go back though. But we got to grow our emotions. We got to mature our instincts and shit like that by building better habits. But why did I go into Inside Out? Why did I go into Inside Out? Animalistic. I know animals have certain emotions, and that's basically the same thing. Where when that toddler is our animalistic version, most people use these emotions through the most animalistic ways, um, and it's almost how you can see like animals act. Like they don't, or a kid will act. A kid is hella instinctual. Hella instinctual. Kids and animals are similar because they're so instinctual. They don't have any human intellect yet. They have intellect of this world and a lot of shit where we can see comparisons, but whatever. If you look, like I said, if you look at the kids or whatever, they're hella instinctual, and they'll act rash or brash. Like as far as like if they want something, they might hit you, or especially like super young kids, they might swing at you. Like not like not toddlers, but right before you get toddlers, because toddlers should know by now if you taught them well. But like they get to that age where they just start be swinging and shit, or like they just be hella affectionate or whatever. They just hella raw in their emotions, and most people are like that still today. Like we see it, bro. We got grown ass adults acting like kids, bro. Acting like kids, bro. If you work in the customer service industry, bro, you understand it, bro. People ask you to cut up their damn food, bro. It's so much, like, just for me understanding shit, bro. Like, I talked to my nigga Andre. I was like, bro, you been eating them burgers like that since you was a kid, bro, and you never changed it. It's like like niggas don't eat no meat, no lettuce, no tomatoes, and all that shit. It's like, bro, I understand it, I get it, but I realized like that shit came from when you was a kid. Like it's just a natural kid thing, and you brought that on. That's just one little dynamic of it. But people do that with habits. People do that with so many things. They never really develop themselves. They bring them same kid habits and eating like a kid to when you're an adult, bro. You know you gotta eat more vegetables, and you gotta be more diverse with your meals. You just can't have meat and shit like that. But some people never grow up. Some people never eat vegetables, bro, because when they was a kid, somebody was like they pushed their plate to the side when they didn't want the vegetables, and nobody said nothing. They was like, oh, he just don't eat that, and ever since then he ain't ate the shit. And whatever, that's how they've been moving. But people bring kid like habits from a kid all the time, like, and it's the same thing with the animal shit. Like I said, how I want to correlate the shit or whatever, because like I said, I think all emotions come from, or I can't say animals, but I believe, like I said, we use all our emotions through animalistic ways. So I'm not sure how I wanted to tie that in anymore. Like it made sense last time I said it, but the depression that was seeping in, that was kind of pulled up on me. I was like, what is this shit? And I realized it was animalistic shit. Like, and that's why I made it make sense. Basically. How do I flip this? It was there, then it was gone. The depression pulls up animalistic. Okay, so I'm like, bro, what is this shit? Cause the dude was talking to me crazy. The same dude that was trying to rush me and shit earlier, he was like, bro, it's two people over there and this girl beating y'all. Why she doing better than y'all? I got hit, our side got hit, her side didn't. 5-6 minutes later, her side hit and we chilling. So now he looks stupid, but he ain't recorrect himself or anything. You know how he came, and it's like, bro, I'm only been here going on my third week. She been here 4 weeks. Like, I'm not scared to say she's better than me. I was like, probably she better than me. I said it, but I ain't say it loud. I was like, bro, I don't even, like, I wanted to say it loud. But I was like, I ain't say it loud, bro. Whatever. I talked under my breath, and this was before I had. This was I realized I had to chill and all that shit. And this is what made me end up making a video initially, because that day happened on and it was Valentine's Day, my nigga. It was busy as fuck, bro. And he talking to us that stupid. I'm like, bro, you know Ticky's gonna be a little wild. And you coming to that stupid. I know you stressed out. And I was coming up with why do, even though I know this nigga stressed out, he probably been stressed out since January when this quarter started, because niggas got to plan ahead as managers and shit. And they know February coming up, and they already know how hectic this shit is. Nigga been probably stressed out since the week started, maybe the month started, maybe even when the year started, depending on how much they care about their job. And I'm like, why do I still want to strangle this nigga? Why do I still want to go off on this nigga? Why is it still so, like, why do, even though I know what I should do, I still want to go opposite? And it's the human, raw, instinctual, animalistic shit, bro. And that we feel like, cause you gotta think, bro, it's that's I gotta stand up for myself. It's that fight or flight mentality, and that's something that we get from animalistic shit. Like, that's one of the one of the things that we correlate from what animals do and what we also do as well. Animals have fight or flight, and we also have fight or flight in us. That's one thing we were taught that correlated. Other correlations you got to see on your own later in life, or through just examining in life. But that's that animalistic shit that we have in us, that raw shit, where it's either fight or flight, either stand up for myself or coward. But it's like, which, not even necessarily coward. It's just how we look at what's flight. Like, what's flight? Like, literally fight or flight. And flight is literally most time looked at as good. People want to, I say I always want to fly. So literally for it to say flight, it's like, if you look at it the spiritual perspective, it's talking about being able to get your wings. But if you look at it in the human perspective, the low version of it, it's talking about running. And that's just having a not wise enough view on fight or flight, because everything's a tool, everything's a method, but how we look at it and how we choose to go about things is how we've been programmed. And like I said, we start to move off instinct. Like, some niggas will never flight because they think that's a pussy way of moving in life, and that's how they've been programmed to move. Some niggas will never fight because they never had that in them. There's never been any programmed to be a fighter. They always been a flight dude. But if you, I had asked my question, I asked this question on a video I made. I was like, what's better, the fight or the flight? What's the more powerful way of moving? And it has to be the one that's adapting, because you have to understand that we're behind enemy lines, nigga. And to be fighting is, most of the time, you're going to be outnumbered, or you don't have many chances to fight before niggas crowd up on you and gang up on you, because you behind enemy lines. You have to understand that shit. So behind enemy lines, yes, bro, you want to move certain ways. And let me get this out now. This was one thing that I figured out, bro, with this world and the tricks of this paradox of this world, bro. They have literally got us comfortable with being behind enemy lines, so we start doing shit and start thinking we got certain privileges and start moving certain ways. But it's like, no, nigga, you behind enemy lines, and you gotta be thinking like that at all times. But when fact we get comfortable and think things should be handed to us or whatever, we'll start robbing, or we'll start doing dumb shit, or we won't be tuned in to what we really need to be doing and how we really need to be moving. I don't know how to explain it more, bro, but I understand that they program us to be comfortable. They want us to be as comfortable as possible. And when you get comfortable and you behind enemy lines, you're going to make mistakes. And that's how niggas end up in jail. That's all I can say. Or that's how niggas end up overdosing. That's how niggas end up being taken advantage of, because you get too comfortable and not realizing where the fuck you at and what need to be done and how you need to be moving. And it's a certain way you got to move behind enemy lines. Period. And you can't be bold. You got to be hella humble. And that's what I talk about, that fight or flight. The flight part is, nigga, adapting, being able to adjust, bro. Understanding, bro, you not going, like, you can't be in too many fights and come out unscathed. Eventually you're going to get scathed, and now you can't hunt. Now you can't kill. Like, now you can't eat because you got a leg injury. You got something wrong with you. Like, even if you won the battle, you got something wrong with you. Like, you can't come in too many fights and get unscathed. So you gotta understand, what does flight really mean? And you have to have a dynamic perspective on that, bro. And that's the truth, bro. That's the truth. But yeah, man, that's why I it's like the nigga cracking the whip on me, bro. I want to respond. I want to grab the whip, but it's like, bro, you're so powerful that shit you can zone out and that shit not even hurt. That's what Jesus did on the cross. That's what many black people did while they was getting beat. Eventually, the shit didn't hurt no more. I remember my mom used to like. I guess it's some deep down shit, bro, and like so much stuff kind of correlate. I'm not sure if this even makes sense or will correlate, but she think I used to laugh when she with me. She'd be like, "Stop laughing," but I think it's just the natural like my natural just like how I was crying. That's just how I naturally looked, like I was smiling. But I know it's a book in the like some chapter in the Bible will talk or excerpt in the Bible will talk about you a smile in the face of adversity. Like I was doing it not natural. Like I mean I was doing it naturally, not trying to like smile. But I do that. I also do that all the time when somebody bullshitting me or I feel like some bullshit. Basically, I smile like, and I do that on purpose. And that's just how I naturally move. Like look at this nigga. Like it's a smirk or like I know I'm smuck type shit. Like I know people don't like me for that. Like I'm unlikable when it comes to that. When they trying to get on my ass, all I do is laugh in their face. It's not working for them, so they hate that shit. But damn. What past the smoke shit? What was I saying? The human instinctual shit. The fight or flight having a dynamic perspective. What else? Being behind enemy lines. Oh yeah, it's like they cracking the whip, bro, and it's like, bro, I could just grab the whip out his hand, man, and start cracking him back, but eventually he gonna get back up. And if you look at it, bro, I love it. I love myself, man. Think about it, bro. White women don't be right when they call the police and be unjust on us. Like, we can respond, we can do a bunch of shit, but if they act innocent enough, one of their people gonna believe them, and that's all they need, bro, for it to be a motherfucking nigga picnic and they get the hanging. And I know it's not so much today and age, but still, bro, a white woman could literally oppress you or come at you crazy and then play victim. And why can't she do that? Because these are her lines. These are the games she can play. We can't play games like that. Why? Because we're behind enemy lines, and that kind of show you who world this is and who this world's supposed to be created for. Society. I gotta stop saying world. World is so broad. This society. Yeah, man, that's a big difference, bro. Yeah, I think about it, man. Like if he keep cracking the whip on me, bro, I could eventually be like, nah, bro. And I've literally, like at Blue Bayou, but when I was working there, literally told the nigga, like, this nigga talk to us crazy, or you're listening to him, somebody else, like everybody and told them this person crazy, then that's a manager, but the owner don't want to listen to you. He was like, you here to make money, right? It's like, oh, that's the world we in. You behind enemy lines, bro. This is head sergeant. He don't give a fuck about the slaves and what the slaves got to say about the nigga cracking the whip. Obviously, he wants the whip to be cracked. That's how you had to realize it. If the owner gonna say that, that means he's approving of what the nigga's doing. And if that's the case, behind enemy lines, even at my job. But you always behind enemy lines. Don't even get it twisted. Not just at your job. Don't get short sighted like that. We behind enemy lines in your own house. That's how comfortable you are. Like, you got a house behind enemy lines, nigga. You got a whole apartment. Some niggas got multiple cars, multiple phones behind enemy lines. But nigga, best believe nigga can knock on the door, pull you out that hole. What you gonna do? Nothing. No power. No nothing. Nigga, raise your taxes. Nothing you can do. You behind enemy lines, we get hella comfortable, bro, because we can own shit. We can have shit. They allow us that. That's why I say, bro, we just off-campus slaves, bro. Off-campus slaves. Until you fuck up. And then you're in campus again. you guys stay on campus till you learn how to get your grades up. Or be a better student. But it's like, yeah, man, the nigga be crapping the whip and you'll want to say something, or you kind of want to say something like, man, this guy's beating me, or he's abusive, and like, yeah, the kitchen kind of get a little heated. Nah, he just stressed out and he put his stress on. Oh, you don't care because you do the same shit he do. And he's allowed to do it because you do it. But I'm not going to say anything to my current managers because I understand the game tenfolds now. At first it was 5 or 8 or 6 or 2. Nigga, I'm tenfolds over now. I get it. Behind enemy lines, I can't say shit. Even if I have my own business, nigga, you still got to pay taxes and all that shit dictated by Who? Not you. Not you, bro. So even if you got your own business, bro, it's still dictated by the enemy. Whether they, especially now with the society having even more power with council culture and shit like that, even then, it's still, there's many ways to shut down businesses from just whatever, man. I ain't even getting into that shit, bro. But you behind enemy lines, even with your own business, bro. And we get so comfortable. We get so comfortable, bro. But yeah, man, we understanding we gotta stop moving through instinct. We gotta be our best versions through all time, especially behind enemy lines. Because if you don't move through, but if you're not moving at your best version behind enemy lines, you know how deadly that is. Literally deadly, nigga. That's why niggas fold every day, b. I'm telling you guys, man, y'all gotta hear it. Like I was talking about being our best version just off the strength of you building godly habits. But nigga, just off the strength of surviving, nigga. If you want to survive, period, you gotta be your best version. What does they say? What they say? The survival of the fittest. That's just how we are as animals. You gotta naturally be the best version, or eventually you're gonna fold from something. Either the environment gonna fold you, or you gonna fold, or some gonna fold you. If you're not being your best version, if you're not being the best version, building the best habits, working on your jab, working on your defense, working on your escapes, working on everything. If you're not being your best version, you out here being lazy, bro. That's detrimental to your survival. And how could you ever start thriving if you don't know how to survive properly? If you never build godly habits, bro, you don't look to start thriving no time soon, bro. Because I've been working on myself and I'm still barely at even. Barely at even. And that's mostly you gonna get at this world because you're behind enemy lines. I mean, you could think you're getting more than that, but at the end of the day, brother, I'm I know you don't have to believe me when it get that deep. Some people you could be thriving, that shit still could be taken away from you in that blink of an eye for whatever reasons, bro. For whatever reasons, there's many reasons out here, bro. It's too many to go into example. And I said it could be taxes, it could be customers, it could be whatever, bro. It's so many fucking reasons, bro. From your own drive, like so many things could change. Like I said, I literally said it to the dude in my text. I was like, only person that's good is Jeff Bezos. He was like, he not even good. And I'm like, yeah. Just as fast as he made that money, shit could lose it, bro. What that boy Thanos do? All he did was snap, bro. In a blink of an eye, bro. You can lose it all. But yeah, man, that's why I say just you be your best version, and when you lose it all, what's that? What did I lose? I'm still my best. Can't lose yourself. If you ain't losing yourself, bro, you always good. As long as you got yourself, bro, as long as you your best version, bro, what more can you ask for? Life, I mean, what more can you ask for out of yourself? You can always ask some more out of life, bro. But you can't ask some more out of yourself if you always striving to be your best version. Because you're not perfect, and it's a constant working cycle. Like you're gonna constantly be able to work on yourself and get better and better and better and better, just like Goku. And that's why dude, I was talking to dude at work. It's another reason that sparked that conversation. All this kind of happened on Valentine's Day. Another spark of conversation. He was like, "You gotta chill, bro. Like you can't constantly be stressing yourself. Like you can't constantly think like that. Like you gotta have vacations or days off." I was like, "Nah, bro. If you wanna be the boss. If you wanna make the rules, you gotta be the boss. If you wanna have, if you wanna be able to set your own vacations. If you wanna be able to." Take off when you want to and not have set things or shit dictated to you. You got to be your own boss. And he like, you might not ever be your own boss. And that's the truth. Like I said, we're behind enemy lines. So even if you are running shit to a high standard, for example, there's many things like Cosby, Michael, who else niggas, Kobe, when he niggas still talking about sexual assault case that got dismissed because the lady had 8 different things that come in her because she was running a sex shop or a sex thing. And you think media don't know that? You don't think that's easily attained? But you know how many people like shit get like dismissed and the media don't ever talk about the shit that gets dismissed. So they never like yeah, they was a tremendous reason that you failed because they publicized some shit they wasn't sure about, and once they got publicized, people automatically instant judge you because what did it say, the court of public opinion is not the same as the court of law. So they hold you and then they don't do any justice by apologizing or recanting the statement. So like I said, anything can happen. Somebody can falsely accuse you, especially in these days, and it's done. Niggas, YouTube shit's getting taken down. There's many different things that could happen to you, and you put so much work in and shit. A fucking Thanos snap, bro. That's why I said, bro, shit had to start coming to me when it come to that shit, bro. But yeah, man, there's many things that could be. Yeah, you could build an empire, bro, and that whole fall from a nigga named Shitty. Like his shit ain't fall. Don't get me wrong, but the nigga life ended on some random shit, random shit. Bullshit, nigga, shitty. Like that's what like nigga could easily from a helicopter plane, anything that like that's your like when we think about true value of this, how we look at life. Like we don't, I know we don't die, so I know whatever work you put in just get carry over. You get what they call a rollover minutes. It should just roll over. I believe that. And that's what my point I'm getting into. But for most people, like the Kobe shit so tragic because he had so much money and he still couldn't stop it from happening. That's why it's really so tragic. Like if he was a broke nigga that died in an airplane, ain't nobody give a fuck, obviously, because he was a broke nigga. What'd he do? But the fact that he done so much, he achieved so much. This man was like God or a child of God or God's angel, and he still failed. People ain't feeling that shit. So that's why I kind of say Thanos snap, bro. You wake up in the morning. I was asleep. My girl was like, Kobe died. I'm like, girl, stop, shut up. I literally shut up and went back to sleep. Woke up on Twitter. Nigga, she wasn't lying. She was at work by then. I'm like, the fuck? That nigga really died. So yeah, man, Thanos snap, bro. You nigga be gone in an instant. But even then, that's what his point was. He was like, you may not ever be a boss, you may die. But it's like, bro, if I keep building towards being and my own master, my own dictator, my own ruler, and how I want to move, I mean, like I said, I'll keep moving to build my own, be my own master, be my own, be in control. Even if it never happened in this life, maybe that's building for me to have boss moves in my next life, and that's fine. Yeah, that may mean this life sucks, but that has nothing to do with me, because I was being my best version. Like, this world just ass. If I seen somebody growing to their best potential, I would try to flower them and water them and not pull them down. But you know how many people pull people down when they're trying to be their best version? Like, if we all, like, yeah, your best version may be shit compared to somebody else's best version. But the fact that you was growing, and if we had proper system to make shit to fertilizer to grow other things, and and now that energy that was shit now is in the flowers. That gives, now that energy is in the people that use those flowers or the things that eat those flowers, and now you're like you you develop. Like, that's all I'm saying. You just develop your energy. Develop. You can be from shit to whatever. If we had the right systems in place that make sure everything, the cycle kept flowing properly, because everybody's not gonna always be at the but so much shit going in my mind. But as the cycle will flow. Obviously, we have a trash cycle that doesn't flow and it keeps it stagnant. Most of the shit is just at the bottom, and then there's a few at the top, and some transitioning every once in a while. But for the most part, it's just crazy, bro. The cycle is really a triangle versus like a cycle that's a full circle. You got multiple kind of like if you ever looked at the hero's journey or the Heru's journey, how there's each little arrow is a kind of a stage or a point in life, versus this triangle. It's just either up or down, and then there's the bottom. Like, and then there's this little peak at the top, bro. And that's the cycle, bro. It's a few niggas transitioning up this narrow spot, and it get harder to get up. It's not this. It's not this. Uh, I hope you niggas sticking with me, but as far as shape, it's a harsh triangle. It's hard to climb up that steep ass hill versus this sloping hill that you can walk down and walk up smoothly type shit. If you was feeling me type, if you feeling me, like if you what, yeah, I hope that makes sense. But it makes sense, but spiritually, I hope that makes sense. Um, but yeah, man, it we don't have a flowing cycle. So when somebody's at a low level, they never even get any watering or really any nourishment. They keep being, for the most part, malnourished, even though they're slaves, and they're I can't say slaves. They're working class, and they're probably the most fundamental reason for those people being at the top. So wouldn't you think you want to nourish your workers? But no, they don't want to nourish us, and because they don't want to lose their spot. But that's just insecurity and understanding, bro. You'll never stay stuck in a certain spot. The cycle got to keep going. But then chop this cycle up so much where shit dissecting and shit don't move and shit so stagnant. But that's my perspective. Let's get back into the whole like I said, you could be a shitty person or whatever, bro, but as long as you working to be your best version, um, eventually you gonna reach it. I don't give a fuck if it's not this life. Fuck it. Fuck this life. Fuck this world. I wasn't enjoying it either. Anyways, like that. It was cool at certain points, but for the most part, bro, I was here for me. I'm happy for myself. I love myself, but everything else is cool. It's alright. Some things that's connected to me, I fuck with, of course. But the other shit that's just out here, hey, whatever. Like I said. And if I do achieve it in some boss shit in this life, that's cool. I'm not gonna stop. Why? Because I know rollover. Let's keep it going. That's why it's like when dude was saying like, well, you may not ever be the boss. It don't matter, bro. It don't matter, bro. I'm building godly habits for my next life. And my like every day, bro. I'm not getting comfortable with being behind enemy lines, bro. I'm not being comfortable with being told what to do all the time. I can't get comfortable with that shit, bro. I hate it to the umpteenth degree, bro. I despise it. It made me want to grab the fucking whip that you keep poking me with because you think you're fucking lashing me out, but I know what you're trying to do, so it's really pissing me off. Because it's like, what are you doing, bro? All you gotta do is talk to me better. But yet you keep trying to come at me like you want me to respond, you want me to react, so let me grab the fucking whip and put this hoe around your neck. Tighten that bitch a little bit. I don't know if I'm gonna kill you yet. Let me look in your eyes and see if you understand. Nope. Tighten that up some more. But look, the reason I say that is because as much as I want to do that, why was I saying that? As much as I want to do that, all what he doing is little pokes. He ain't really even affecting me, and the fact that he ain't really affecting me mean I can get over it. Why? Because I can be my best version. That they ain't even gonna trip on this shit. Because I ain't even feeling the little pokes and the little shit that you saying. Why? Because I understand your ignorance is only a reflection of you and the shit you're going through. My life is fine. Stop trying to depress me with you, nigga. Stop, like I said, fuck this world. I know I'm fine. Stop trying to depress me with you. I'm sorry, not world, society. I know I'm good. Stop trying to bring me down with you. You opioid taking ass niggas. You over drinking ass niggas. You overindulging ass niggas. You keep folding and stop trying to bring me down with you. I'm not gonna fold, bro. I'm like Goku. I'm 700 years old, and I'm not even in my prime yet. He ain't even hit God level, and he got that potential. And what's after that? What's after that? Nigga Brody out here being this nigga Brody off straight raw emotion, ain't got no wisdom yet. I mean Broly. He ain't got no raw. He raw instincts. If y'all watch it, is a dude. It took Goku and Vegeta to mix, and they both know God level, and they still barely could handle the nigga. They had to send this nigga off to another planet because he just kept adapting on the spot. It didn't take him 10, 20, 30 years to figure out how to adapt. I'm getting every lesson. Oh, you stole off on me 2-3 times. Nope. Floyd shoulders now. I got them up. Okay. Keep my chin tucked. Keep my fist up. Whatever. It's many parallels or metaphors I could use, bro. But you gotta be your best version, bro. Constantly, no matter what adversity, bro. Cause if it's really some hard, tough shit that you're going through, it's only gonna sharpen you better. If you keep staying, if you keep being, I don't know how to explain it. Iron sharpen iron. If you keep being that strong rod, no homo. If you keep being that strong rod, when something strikes you, it only sharpens you. It only sharpens you. You never fall. Your shit never breaks. It just gets sharper and sharper and sharper. Now, if you get dull or you get a little weak or some shit because you folding, when some shit come to hit you, when some real shit come to hit you, you gonna break. And that's why I say, bro, you gotta get as strong as possible as far as building godly habits, because when you really do go through some shit, bro, it's really going to show how far you came in life, because you weren't spending this time with the bullshit. You was learning, you was dissecting, you was picking apart and understanding how that shit was really affecting you and how you had to be stronger, because that's the only way you could survive. So when it like I said, I don't really think it's gonna get any worse for the people that understand this, because you're only growing, you're only getting better, you're only finding more ways to survive, you're only finding more ways to be dynamic. So that's only adding to your template of your my player. Like, it's only, you can pass, you can shoot, you can do everything. So the more you're dynamic you become, the more well-rounded and holistic you become, the more stronger you become, bro. The better you respond, the better you are in adversity. The, it's that simple, bro. The more you can do, like I said, bro, don't limit yourself because you're facing adversity. Yeah, I know you're only getting $8 an hour. Be your best version, bro. Work your hardest, bro. Because imagine when you start working for yourself. If you used to being lazy and a bullshit ass person and never working hard, when you was like, it's gonna translate. I'm sorry, bro. This shit just don't come out of nowhere. Just because you magically got some shit ain't just gonna change, bro. Just cause like people like that's naturally dirty and like, I'm gonna get me a new apartment now and shit gonna be clean. No, bro. If you ain't working on cleaning this up, your house that you got now, that shit just gonna get transferred. That's why I say you never can escape yourself. I used to have this conversation with Robert and D-Frame on the podcast. It's like, nigga, if you a McDonald's eating ass nigga, bro, when you go some out of country, nigga, you gonna be looking for McDonald's again. And I experienced that when we went to California. I was salty as fuck that we went to Subway. I know niggas, we ain't have money like that, of course, but I was still kind of salty as fuck. Like, yeah, we on vacation, but nigga, what are we doing different? We went to the mall. We did the same shit that we could have did in Houston. Yeah, we went to the beach. Like, that was the fun part. We were supposed to do way more shit like that, experiencing like shit like that than what we really did. But we was also trying to, niggas that really wasn't really on the same shit. We wanted to go shopping. Nigga Jamie had to go get motherfucking new Adidas sweatsuit at every fucking place we went. And then him trying to stunt made this nigga Johnny, which is a natural nigga, like, you ain't gonna outshine me. He gonna now he gotta go to all the stores. And then Javon ass, he just gotta be in his head the most flyest nigga. So now he gotta compete. And now everybody else in this motherfucker just, I don't give a fuck. Me and D don't give a fuck. I think we was on 2 left. There was only like 5 of us. I think, did decal come? Nah, decal ain't come. I had to smoke by myself. Yeah, wasn't nobody even smoking like that. But yeah, it's like, bro, we went to Cali and y'all did normal shit. We ain't even smoke. Niggas wasn't even smoking. Niggas like, I'm like, bro, what the fuck? We out here got Cali weed. We ain't gonna smoke. We ain't gonna get hot together. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like I said, bro, you can't escape yourself, bro. So if you're a McDonald's eating ass nigga, if you're a consumer ass nigga and you not really into nature, bro, when you go to these beautiful ass places, bro, you're gonna be indoors doing indoor shit, because that's what you are, bro. Like, that's the habits you built, bro. So if you constantly, even if you're in a bad situation from relationships, bro, you can't expect to be able to treat somebody that's worthy now good, because you never been able to, like, you've been always been petty and shit. So that's all you got. Now you this insecure person with a good person or whatever. But like I said, man, I know it sucks and it don't make sense. Like I said, sometimes it may not want to process, bro, because it's like, nah, man, I'm not getting taken advantage of. Fuck that job. Them niggas don't do shit for me. It's not about that job. It's about you building great habits, bro. And that's it. Like I said, even if you want to look at it behind enemy lines, bro, like, You want to build the best habits, bro. You don't want to get comfortable with being comfortable with switching up so much, bro. Like when you're behind enemy lines, you need consistency. You need to be humble. You need to be a lot of different things, and trust me, you might have to be overly humble at these jobs, but bro, that's fine. That's fine. That's probably something your ass need, obviously. So it is what it is. Like I said, you gotta learn, bro. You gotta learn. You got to learn. But yeah, it's about time to wrap it up. I said I wanted to be more concise, which it was. Put everything together, but it still came out as long as it did. But yeah, man, I love this topic, bro, because I talk about how it was something that I wanted to say. Yeah, I said the crack in the whip shit. It was another because it was like a few things I wanted to say after I had ended out the video. I remember talking about basketball and like Charles Barkley averaging 27, 6, and like 2 or something against Jordan when they lost. And he was like, I did my part. But I'm like, a real nigga would have been like, I should have averaged 40. Like a real nigga that wanted to grow would have been like, I should have averaged 40. Or I should have averaged 50. Like that's how the Jordan, the true Mamba mentality is. You're not comfortable with just dropping a good stat line for that era. Like you willing to go even more than that, and that's why niggas would be like, I ain't even gonna throw Russ in there, but yeah, that's like you could call. Nah, I'm not even gonna go into that. Like I said, but yeah, like a person like Jordan, a person like Kobe, they gonna do whatever they consider needed to be done. And 28, yeah, that's great. But in Jordan eyes, it's not great enough. In Kobe eyes, that's not great enough. And it's playoff time, nigga. I was averaging 28 in the first 3 months of the season. I started jumping up to, I was spiking 30, 35 towards the end of the season. Or maybe I dropped 30 last season. I dropped 28. I ain't tripping, but nigga, it's really time to tee up, time to play up. Like, it's many scenarios that may come up in their head, but they like, bro, if I averaged 30 last year, I'm trying to average 33 this year. And it's not just 33 points. I'm just using points. They probably like, I need to average 33 this, 3 that, 5 this, or whatever. Like, depending on what era, depending on whatever they had to do. And yeah, I mean that's true greatness, bro. That's true greatness. That's why I was like, wait, I throw this in here real quick. Like with Shaq, people talk about Shaq being unstoppable. No, he had the potential to be unstoppable. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Will Chamberlain, was that the nigga that scored 100? That nigga was unstoppable. And he still was stoppable because of the playoffs. What time when shit came in the playoffs? And like I said, Shaq could have been way more dynamic if he was in shape. If he took his athleticism more serious. He was a brute force talent, bro. And he relied on it. He got comfortable. That word comfortable, bro, it come up, bro. You get comfortable with comfortable with your greatness, bro. And yeah, that greatness gonna have a little prime, but you gotta understand that shit gonna change. I talk about this shit with music and with Drake. He understand that shit. I think he may understand it a little too well sometimes, but he understand that shit. He gotta be dynamic. He gotta change it up, bro. Because if he don't, bro, people gonna get tired of that sound. People gonna get tired of that version. So he gotta be able to switch it up. And yeah, man, that's a part of being your best version, bro. Always looking to be better, never being comfortable. People so comfortable, bro. People so comfortable with whatever status that they're at. A lot of people comfortable, and I'm not saying content. I think that may be a different area because sometimes you got to be content with the things you got. Like I said, we're behind enemy lines, but comfortable, bro. It's a big difference. Like some people, yeah, and I'm not telling you not to be. I'm not telling you to be super depressed or whatever, but just understand the reality we in, bro. Like I'm not telling you, like yeah, I am telling you to be super honed in. But some people take it and they just be like, nah, man, I'd rather be comfortable. That's cool, bro. You just signed your death certificate, and the next life one too, on how you gonna be in life. Like that's just the truth, bro. Like when you get comfortable, bro, you basically set your shit in stone. And I mean, that could be good, that could be bad, just depending on, like I said, how you look at it. Some people want to be some people want to be, don't want to be a master. Some people want to be under shit. Some people like that. That's fine. And that's what you're gonna be in your next life too, and the life after that. So just be accustomed to it. That's the habits you build, and that's what you becoming. And maybe in 2 or 3 lifetimes you'll end up like me and like tired of, all right, I ain't played that shit out enough. I'm tired of listening to what other people are telling me to do. I'm gonna start doing my own shit. But yeah, that's where I'm at, bro. I'm sick of it. I gotta live it out regardless of whatever, just because that's what I'm in. I'm behind enemy lines due to whatever reasons. But ultimately, I'm still going to keep fighting. I'm not gonna get comfortable, bro. Like K-Ray said, we was talking about, she watched this shit about these niggas in jail and shit. Like, bro, even if you got life, bro, it's a possibility of getting out if you do the right work, bro. You can get pardoned. You can get so many things that happen to you, like, bro. For even like a nigga like Tookie Williams, bro, niggas really was considering, did this nigga change and should we really not kill this man after he wrote so many children books and shit. And I believe it was in this day and age that a lot of things would have been different. But the fact that it wasn't so much media and we a lot of people couldn't voice their opinion as much. But the consistency on Tookie Williams had changed for a fact. Like, so even if you're in jail, even if you truly, like, not even truly, even when you can see the actual walls that you're behind, behind the actual enemy lines, when you can actually clearly see them holes because there's bars literally in front of you, you still have the opportunity to get out, no matter what sentence they put on you, bro. It's just, are you gonna get comfortable? Because a nigga that can take he could get 2 years and end up with 10 because he got too comfortable. He was like, man, fuck this shit, and start doing little dumb shit, got laxed or whatever. Or vice versa, nigga be in there even longer, get 30, 40 years or 20 years. It's like, nigga, a lot of people, they end up only doing 1/3 of their time, or at least half their time, depending on what the crime is. But a nigga that's comfortable gonna have to do all 30 years. So it's the same shit, bro. It's like, if you get too comfortable in this world, bro, I mean, if you like prison, if it's cool, for some people they may like that, because you got to think they have no will to create on their own. And I remember that. I remember telling myself, bro, if I ever was homeless, I might just end up going to jail. And the reason behind that, if you think about the psychology behind that, is because if you can't provide for yourself to a point that you're homeless, you might as well let somebody else do it for you. And that's why niggas end up in prison, bro. They had horrible parents. And now they need somebody to really guide them and be on their ass 24/7. That's how that end up happening. Even if their parents was technically in their life or whatever, their parents didn't give them enough wisdom to be like, nigga, stay out of that prison. You're already in prison. Don't add more shit onto it. Like, and I'm not gonna say there's millions of niggas in jail, there's millions of niggas in prison, so it can't be that easy. But it's not that hard of a lesson to bestow on your kid. Like, yes, like, even with Panic say, no matter how much you teach your kid, they still gonna end up doing what they want to do because that's just their spirit. So some people do have those type of kids, but at the end of the day, why did you get that kid? What was the lessons you need to learn? Whatever. But yeah, because like I said, if that kid never learned, bro, you never instill anything in them. Honestly, let's just be real. But like I said, yeah, I'm sure it's that possibility that kid's just a tyrant and is the what you call the Antichrist and end up doing it. But you most likely was the Antichrist mother, nigga, or a dad. Like, that's usually how it works. But like I said, I feel what Panic say too though with that. But like I said, it don't matter where you at, even if you're in a real prison, bro, you can escape your situation, even if it is breaking out. I wasn't even talking about breaking out. I was saying doing it a legit way. Because I would consider breaking out here is like suicide. Like, nigga, if you break out, you still can't have a life really. Because, nigga, you got to run. You can't go back to the people you love because they're going to be on them hard. Because they know that's the first place you want to go and all this other shit. That's the real motivation of why you even broke out type shit. Like, so, yeah, it's like you can't even really have a real life. So it's like you basically killed their life technically and got to be a whole nother person. Suicide. It's just you're still alive. Literally, I was like, that's spiritual suicide. Like, I mean, that's like, I was like, it's the same version of suicide as breaking out of jail, but it's literally the same shit. You have to change your whole identity. That person is now dead when you escape, when you try to break out of prison, because you can't be your normal self anymore, because they're looking for that person. harder than they were when you was just in jail type shit. So yeah, it's literally suicide. It's funny how things correlate. But what else? What else? What else, man? Yeah, man. Like I said, man, we're in behind enemy lines, bro. But you have to not get comfortable enough to be like, I'm content. I got an apartment. I got a good job. They're treating me right. Keyword. They're treating me right. That mean they could easily start treating you wrong. They basically feeding you to a certain extent, and if they can feed you, bro, they can starve you. We all know that, and that's the thing. We get comfort. They feed us comfort. Yeah, whenever it's whenever, bro, whenever, from the celebrities to the populace to races. Like if they want to trade on you, they want to turn on you. To nations, especially with these white people, we see how they don't give a fuck. Or these colonizers, you see how they don't give a fuck. Europeans, I should say. It don't matter. Y'all know what I mean. But yeah, man, it's don't get comfortable, bro. I'm making sure I got everything. I think this is a pretty great video. It's about time to go watch Grand Theft Auto. Go play Grand Theft Auto and give me something to eat. Yeah, man. Let's finish this blunt. I'm gonna finish this blunt, cause y'all know how I am. I could just cut this out if I don't say nothing else. But I just want to make sure I got everything. What my time on? I got 11%. This is my wrap up blunt. I think that's what I might start doing. When it's time to wrap it up, let's just smoke. Let's just kind of come down a little bit. I guess get me a little grounded, cause my thoughts be everywhere, and maybe think about some shit. Winding down. Yeah, man. The world. Just speaking of down, I know how my mind correlate everything. But just thinking of, I know a nigga be like, oh, you going down? It's bringing you down. It's grounding me to the reality I'm in, so I can just be more tuned in to what the fuck I gotta do. That's what I mean. But for other people, yeah, it may bring them down, may bring them up, may do a lot of things for them. But I don't, like I said, I don't get high. It helps me tune in and zone. Sometimes zone out pain too, though. So I don't know if that's high or whatever, but this society will try its best to bring you down. And then I can't even say this world, because nigga, nature don't give a fuck about you. So even sometimes this world will bring you down too. But society's even trying to be even more active of a negative environment than nature. Nature has its course that you can kind of learn from and kind of stay out of its way. Like certain weather patterns are certain or exist in certain areas more than others, and you can either get in high ground or you can go on the, like you can find different ways to kind of adjust when it's only a few things that just happen and you have no control, or you couldn't what do we call meteorologists, you couldn't kind of dictate what was going to happen, especially with our technology and our understanding on this world now. So the fact that we kind of came up with that, the only other real problem besides nature is our own selves, and that's how much of a threat society is to us. But like I said, bro, we're truly behind enemy lines, bro, and I honestly can't tell you why we can. Well, if you go into spirituality, if you go into what Bobby and what Panic say, this is the path of the gods, bro. This is Heru's journey, bro, and this is when you talk about Hercules going through those trials and defeating those 7 different, I think it was like 7 different things he had to go through. It's the same thing. We have different versions of that we have to deal with ourselves, and they come in forms of managers or relationships we don't know how to be good in, or our best self in, or parents, or government, how they treat us, or police, how they treat us. There's many different ways of how to go about it, but at the end of the day, you can adapt and be better than all of them to a point where they don't even know that you're the enemy, or that like they don't even know that you know that you're behind enemy lines type shit, but you're so cold that you never Like you always somehow out they whips. Like they can't ever just put a grasp on you type shit. And that's just because how dynamic you are. You never got comfortable, bro. But it's yeah, man. This world, this society, people. It's like, bro, when you trying to be your best, they try to bring you down, but that's only because that's their purpose, bro. Like you gotta go through the shit to become a god. Some people don't want to be a god. They want to work under us. They want to have, and hopefully, bro, if you want to be, cause I don't want no. Honestly, I can't even lie to you. I'm a type of nigga that I don't even want niggas under me that just want to be niggas that just want to be workers. I want niggas that's like me that's want to be able to shine one day too. So if you just this nigga that want to be a servant, I can't even guarantee you be under me, and be able to treat you right, bro. Cause I don't even want people like that under me. Cause they too greedy, they too needy, they don't do for themselves. You got to do everything for them. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to have a prison. I'm not trying to be your like super, like when I say I'm gonna be my own dictator and how I want to move and shit, but I'm not gonna be other people dictators, bro. Like I'm not that person now, bro. I don't care what you do in life. Now, I do care how you kind of treat other people and kids and things like that. But even then, bro, I know that's how life go. And that kid, if he really gonna shine, he gonna shine regardless, or whatever. And that's just me referring to D Wade and his family, cause I was just that thought popped up of me not caring what people do, cause I was kind of going in on them. But it's really the fact that they just horn that kid out. But even then, bro, that kid, if it's meant to be in him, if the truth is in him, it's gonna eventually come out. And he gonna realize what his parents did to them, or eventually, shit, it might just be what he is. Like who never know? He's so young, bro. You never know. But it don't matter. Like I said, it don't matter. If what he gonna be is what he gonna be. It's already written. Well, that's why I said like, I can't even dictate. Like I can't even guarantee I would want to have some Serbian ass niggas up under me. I don't like yes men. I like a little competition. I like people that can tell me no and have actual reasons to tell me no, not just to tell me no, because that's just a no man, and they know I like to just be told no. No, you basically a yes man. You just want to be the devil's advocate, and people. Like I said, people get smart and realize the things that you do and don't like, and a lot of people understand how the devil's advocate kind of can always seem like the liberal or the super smart person, but you really could just be an idiot, always looking for the opposite side. And it's like, bro, you never really tap into what reality is. Like, devil's advocate is good for great perspective, but sometimes there's no, like, the devil's advocate is a pointless thing to look at sometimes. Like, it's not many scenarios like that, but with being behind enemy lines, bro, I know what devil advocate you need to be playing. Well, I guess I can make peace with the enemy or some shit like that. But bro, have you seen these niggas and how they been treating you? And even after they stop physically abusing you, they went to the mental game because they found out that's the long way and that's the best way how to do it. The physical shit was just a temporary thing. So instead of them learning and being like, oh, let's stop making slaves forever, let's make better ones. That's what they did with the what it is, the 15th, 16th, 17th Amendment. Like it wasn't to stop slavery, it was to enhance it. I talk about that with the prison system. It was like, okay, let's stop the slavery shit and let's create mass industrial prisons. It didn't happen off back, but it started from that era. And now today the shit is booming and niggas is working for free. Or 25 cents an hour. Or a day or some shit like that. Come on now. That's why I say, man. Ain't no getting like some things like you just devil advocate, bro. It's cool sometimes, bro, but that's holistic is the best thing. Devil's advocate is just a part of it. Like you got the angel, you got the devil, and you got the mediator. And with that threesome, that trinity, you can build so much more. But if you just keep good and good and bad fucking, they just keep building the same paradox off each other. There's nobody looking from the outside perspective, which would be God, the godly version. That's why I say don't be stuck on being a mediator. Sometimes you do gotta pick what side is right and what side is wrong. You just can't be in the middle all the time, because sometimes there is a definitive right and a definitive wrong. But that's up to a good mediator and a good devil and angel, or devil's advocate, or whatever you want to call it, an angel. If they all had consciousness about them. They all understand purpose, they roles, and they go about it that way. So a good mediator would understand that it's not always about just being a mediator, and it's not always that good is wrong, and it's not always that bad is wrong, and it's not always that I'm right, because the mediator got to be checked too. Is the they exactly just how our government is. There's the three judicial. I mean, it's the three branches of government: judicial, legislative, executive. Same shit with your mind, and those three things build laws and so much other shit. Build other forms of government that's smaller subsidiaries of legislation or executive or judicial. But at the end of the day, they all check each other. Proper checks and balances. Even the mediator got to be checked. Like that's just the proper. The devil ain't always right. God ain't always right. Whatever. All of together, and that's why I remember telling my brothers and sisters this. I don't think Brooke was there, but I was telling Bailey Bishop and some of they football players. I'm like, cause me and Gene got into an argument, and he just 100% think he right. So that means I'm always gonna be wrong, and Bailey and Bishop gonna always be wrong. But that don't leave room for reality. Honestly, that don't leave room for reality. So I know I'm not gonna always be right. I know they're not gonna always be right or have the best insight. I know he may not, and my mama not gonna always have the best insight. But with all our insights together, working together at our best versions, we can help them get to where they want to go. We can help. Exactly, we can help them get to where they want to go. It's that simple. With all of us together. If I use my previous football experience, if Gene used his previous football experience, if my mama used the experience that she's had with all three of her kids now, if they listen and learn and also put their input in, like from whatever perspective, bro, we all got to have proper checks and balances, not just because that's what the parents love to do, and that's what any relationship. We just talking about with football and just with them. Period. Well, my brother Bailey and Bishop, but it's with everything. Like, bro, you gotta think about it. With my mom, she get better insight on Brooke and maybe Bailey and Bishop when she talked to me, because now I have a better insight on being a kid of my mom and growing and having a better understanding of myself too. So now she can deal with Brooke better, and if I'm able to talk to Brooke and get in her head a little bit, okay, she can be better, and we through all of it. But it's like, bro, when it's just y'all two, y'all get like when it's just either or, bro, you get in that battle, bro. It's nothing but like you get so used to it, like, and it's hard to get an outside perspective, especially when it's always one way or another. But with me, like I said, bringing my ideas, because I'm not just under my mama no more, but I also do respect what she did for me. I have a better holistic perspective than what my sister is now, or my little brothers may at certain times. They feel like whatever. Cause you know how kids are, teenagers are. They feel they're hella selfish and everything me or whatever. But for me, I'm not so much like that anymore. I never kind of really was like that, but it's just how I was. I wanted brothers and sisters type shit. They didn't have that luxury. I was bored. I got so bored of being by myself type shit. They always had brothers and sisters and shit, so they didn't have the same concept of me. Like, they always had to split up and do things like that. And I know even K-Ray talk about that because she was the youngest. Like, she always talk about whenever she wanted to ask her dad for something, everybody already in around his pockets. So you build a dynamic on how you move in life, like from those experiences. So I get them wanting to be selfish in certain situations because not at one point the time was ever on them. But for me, like I said, I got a different understanding, and the fact that I can help my mom out with this stuff too, it helps her be a better parent as well. Instead of her, because she'll be like, I don't know what's wrong with Brooke, and she'll give me that kind of, not question, but that leeway to put my input in type shit. Vice versa, like if it was like she not about to listen to Brooke, but for reasons, Brooke not being conscious or well-minded either with certain conversations that they be having. So it's just having that's being that big brother mentality in a sense. Like you're not supposed to just be their friend. You got to be a parent as well, but you're not supposed to be the parent because that's really not your role either. But it's just that how things get mixed up. But like I said, you got to have proper checks and balances. And with so many different things in this world, there is not. It's not many checks and balances with jobs and things. Like, no, there's nobody that ever checked the managers. There's no checks and balances. They don't give a fuck with what the people under them say at all. So things get out of whack. Things get wrong. And even then, now is with our government, there have never really been proper checks and balances. This shit has always been a delusion. And an illusion. That's why that shit never really worked. Period. It's never been a democracy. So that's why that shit's always been a joke and always been flawed. And never really, all of American people have never seen success at one time. It's always been a portion, because that's just how this world moves. That's how this fake ass democracy moves. And that's just how it is. Like if you really break down the proper, like I said, a checks and balances is simple, bro. If you don't have proper checks and balances, things will be out of the way. Things won't be in the constant flow and the cycle. Like I said, they don't want it to be proper checks and balances, because a true checks and balances, even who checks the legislative, the executive, and the judicial, the people supposed to really check them. But like I said, the government and came up with this false idea that they're better than the people, so they don't give a fuck about what the people got to say. And we're supposed to be able to check the government at any fucking moment. That's how we're supposed to be as the masses having power, but they tricked us out of our shit, scammed us out of our shit, not even tricked us, just manipulated us to believe that we don't have the power. We still have the power. They can't get anything by us unless we say it's cool or not. That's the truth. They just good at manipulating you and believing it's cool. That's why this transgender shit and all this other shit about to keep going. It is what it is. Like I said, do y'all. I'm not tripping. But understand, that's the world y'all creating. That's the world y'all gonna be in. That's y'all cool with. I'm creating my own world. Y'all be cool with people dictating to y'all what's cool and what's not. I'm not on that shit. I'm dictating my own morals and guidelines, and I may pull from a Bible. I may pull from other scriptures or books or movies and amplify it and add it to my shit, because I'm good at adapting. I'm not just gonna be, like I said, I'm what do you call, a nomad when it comes to information, spirituality, and knowledge, bro, and wisdom. I'm holistic. I check and balance. I'm not gonna just listen to one book, because if I just read one book, where's the checks and balance to that book? There's many checks and balances to the Bible and other religious scripts, but people don't understand. They don't do the research to that. They never check. They never balance. They just believe. But with the proper checks and balances, by reading other books and other different things, you get a well-rounded way of moving, versus y'all get shit dictated to y'all by manipulation. It's hard to manipulate me because I'm so well-rounded, and I've read and I've checked and balanced most things that's intersected my life at a certain point. I kind of always done that, because I've never been a very tolerable. I get irritated easily. Always since a kid, I always had pet peeves and people. Like I'm a friendly person. I like to have fun. I can make friends easily, but I also get annoyed quickly by people that's annoying. Period. So for me, that's just kind of how that's how I move through life or whatever. But why did I say that? The proper checks and balances. Yeah, but I for ever since, like, maybe, like I said, after, especially once you got woke, that's when you kind of start checking and balancing everything. But even then, it's subconscious shit that seeps in that you don't know with the check and balance. So, but for the most part, I've been doing my best at checking and balancing everything that I can, because it's funny that that's banking, checking and balancing, but it's just funny how just shit correlate. But what is your bank out? What's your bank log head ass? I'm trying to get deep with the spirituality messages head ass. The metaphors are deep and running deep. Nigga was like, you a bank, you know that? You got gold and dollars. I don't know. I was trying. I be trying to get off my bag. What do you call that bag? I don't know. My spiritual activist. Cause that shit funny to me. A spiritual activist is like the jokes that be made about them, like the like, bro. Would it be like anything like white versus black happen, and like the black person tripping, they got the nigga with the fucking the Swahili hat. I forgot what the fuck them hats called. I was gonna call it a swastika hat. off Doc Killer, them niggas would have been mad. That's a complete different. But yeah, when the niggas put that fucking head on, bro, that shit, they put it on Yoda, they put it on like so many different memes. That shit be killing me. Them hoes are hilarious, bro. Cause this shit just funny, bro. It's like, it's funny cause it's truthful. It's funny for so many different reasons, bro. It's just funny, bro. It's even funnier than me because I resonate with this shit, and people think that's me, for the most part. Which I am sometimes. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me twisted. I will be that person. But yeah, man, just the proper checks and balances, man. So many things don't have it. From like I said, most of our morals and things have been manipulated to us from fear, for the most part, or through even comedy. I think Panic was talking about it. Comedy is a big tool for getting coonery or getting certain agendas across. And like I said, comedy, laughter is a powerful drug. And if you know how to use it, bro, you can manipulate. You can manipulate a lot of people. You can manipulate the world. It just depends on how you use it. Because a manipulation of a tool, it could be used for good, it could be used for bad. A therapist is a manipulator. A vice coach is a manipulator. What do you call them? The motivators, like life motivators. Those are manipulators. They're just manipulating you to be good, so you don't look at it that way. So yeah, like I said, most of the morals and things right now have been dictated through media and through different things. Like, bro, they want us not to fuck with Kobe no more. Like, if we didn't say anything about Gail, bro, and people was quiet about Gail, that's why I say you gotta have, bro, if the masses not checking shit, bro, they gonna let a lot of shit go, bro. And if they keep doing it through repetition, eventually you gonna be programmed to be like, oh, I'm not fucking with shit like that. And bro, they really tried the shit with Kobe, bro. They was really trying to test. They be testing where you at, bro. They be testing where the masses at, and the masses responded. They was like, no, sir, we're not dealing with that. Same with Shafir or Rari Shafir, whatever. Like they be testing the masses, bro. And you can say, oh, you think he's an agent or some shit like that. No, niggas be agents and don't even know it, bro. Like, yeah, he's an agent. That's what I should say. But he not no agent where he signed up and went through this government program. No, this nigga just a natural agent, bro. My manager is an agent, nigga. He cracks the whip on us because he got power and he go unchecked. Like the Matrix, bro. Any nigga could turn into what's the nigga name? What is the nigga name? Well, I'm turning like I'm talking to somebody. Ain't nobody right there. What's the nigga name though? Fuck, bro. What's the nigga name? But the agent dudes, the dudes that could turn into anybody at any given moment. Like, they could basically become anybody. I can't think of who the fuck that nigga name. Mr. Smith, Agent Smith, Agent Smith. Yeah, Agent Smith and his people can clone into anybody in the Matrix, and that's basically showing you that what I was saying, that everybody's an agent, bro. It ain't got nothing to do with if you're your best version. This world is taught to bring that down. So, agents, that's all they sense is somebody's trying to be great. No, stop it. That's why when somebody do become great, they're so fucking loved for the most part. Until the media sways against them again, or until the media say, all right, we use that nigga enough. Because you gotta think about how this world move, bro. You gotta think about how this world move, bro. Like, literally, I forgot what somebody was talking about something. Maybe a pop up, but I can't think about it. But literally, everything is about getting big to a certain point, building your brand up, and then this corporation coming to try to take over or help you out or add to it. From even with Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart built himself the fuck up, bro. And built his morals, his material, all this shit. Now he got people in his ear talking about, oh, we're gonna make sure we get the LGBTQ shit in there. But he's never been. So it's like, even if I can't say that lady's an agent, I can't say she signed up for the government. No, but it's like, bro, when they see you got your vision, it's like, nah, let's shape it and remold it. And long as Kevin Hart go with the shit, long as D-Wade keep going with the shit, everything gonna be cool, everything gonna be good. Well, as soon as D-Wade gonna end up like Kanye. I ain't saying Kanye killed his mama or he was whatever. I can't say none of that, but if I do want to get just real quick, I can't say I don't know what the fuck happened with Kanye and his mom, but he do seem like a bitter person. Like, he did something and thought he was gonna get more out of it. Like how KD won a ring and he wasn't really satisfied. I feel like that's kind of how that's how Kanye kind of moves in life. So when people say that about his mom, I kind of be believing it, and it kind of come out in the music too. I think on Yeezus or something, he said some shit. I was like, you ain't get what you thought you was promised or something. And then like I don't know, you can correlate the shit. You may not, whatever. But like I said, I ain't gonna sit up here and say he's an agent and he signed up for the shit. But in his case, it kind of seemed like he did more than these other people. But yeah, bro, they once they don't care about you anymore, bro. Once you're not getting that glitz and glamour no more, bro, it's over, bro. Like once they feel like, all right, he ain't making that much. Like they literally said, on Vlad, they was talking about Nick Cannon was talking to Suge, and they was talking about, oh well, he ain't gonna have money problems now. He's dead. They always make more money. We're talking about Tupac. That's what the executive said. Like, bro, when I say I'm serious about this shit and how niggas be moving, bro, and how they don't give a fuck, it's real, bro. I'm trying to think what made me think of that or what made me bring that up. Not giving a fuck about you, obviously, but when they don't care about bro. If they had that insight on Tupac when he died, then bro, best believe they realized, man, shit. If we kill this nigga, we make even more money than if we discredit his image after a while. Cause now we can still get residuals off his image now that he's dead. Versus if we discredit him, all his shit kind of stop. And maybe that's why they discredit Kobe. Maybe they don't own some of his shit. I know that's what Cat Williams talk about. They'll never promote his shit because they have no benefit. And that makes sense. Like, why would I promote your shit? We don't have any ties. So why? So that's the thing, bro. Like, if you choose to work with them, you're gonna be pushing their agenda at some point. And once you either give in to that, there's a number of things that could happen to you. That could either discredit your image or try to take you out. Even with Dick Gregory, bro, they said they tried to take him out after they tried to make the nigga a president. Not right after. I kind of looped that all up together, but at one point they tried to make this nigga a president. That's how they seen him as a person. It's like, he'll be a good black president that we could use or whatever. However they seen it. He ended up saying no, or no. He ended up going with it. And he won. But they ended up rigging the election or whatever, because even the newspaper printed it out and said he won by whatever amount of votes or whatever, and then whatever. Y'all can go watch it or whatever and come up with your own thesis, but y'all also can do the research because it's real as day. It's real as shit. Like, it's not bullshit. I did my own research on it. He's not lying about that. The newspaper article and all that. Now, you can come up to your own conclusions. But even then they tried to kill him once he gained his own knowledge and wisdom. And there's so many other people like that. Once they done with you, bro, they over with you. Yeah, man. Don't get too comfortable, bro. I can't even think of why I talked about them using you or trying to add shit into your shit. Oh, it's just the world you in, bro. From corporations, bro, or businesses. When the business make a certain amount of money, they try to buy you out. And they use your business model to amplify theirs. And usually if you got any employees, they buy those employees out. And they just use your business model. They don't even keep the name of your shit going because they got some other shit that's just like it. So why even take away from that? We see Walmart bought out Kmart. Walmart bought out a lot of people at one point. I can't remember how many places they did, but they just like, yeah, there's so many people. They'll buy them out and release all the employees. They like, yeah. Now that y'all ain't no competition no more, ain't no reason to keep it up. It's only taken away from this bottom line that's already got so much potential. And it's the same thing with people, bro. You build yourself up, man, and they manipulate you and they dictate so much shit. But it's like, I won't be manipulated like that, bro. I don't know if that was my point, but it is now. But yeah, I know people. Like I said, I came with my own laws from being well-rounded and shit, bro, and my own rules. And I came with my own appropriate checks and balances, but yeah, man, I'm gonna keep coming up with checks and balances. You gotta keep always having that proper checks and balance, bro, because that's how you don't get out of whack. That's just period. From ego to over spirit to over body to over instinctual. There's so many different things that gotta be checked and balanced, bro. But yeah, man. That's it, bro. That's all I got. I got a minute and 30 for y'all boys. It's a damn podcast by this point. I'm off for 3 days, so I guess I'll put it out and then clip it up for the people that's not as patient as some others. But sometimes I don't be giving a fuck about the impatient. If you can't watch an hour and 30 minutes, bro, you don't care about yourself. I ain't even gonna hold you. Now, I get if you're busy and shit like that. Or maybe you just don't like my shit. I remember a new friend said, it was like, maybe, what if they don't like our shit? Maybe. That's always a possibility, but I'm being my best version, so shit, I don't give a fuck. But, yeah, like I said, I do care about y'all, but just not like I care about getting my whole point across. And I know the people that really trying to listen and really trying to dissect, there's no reason to break it up, because you get everything together. You get because you want to get how all the points formed and things like that. You want to get the context of everything for the most part, because it help you understand it fully. But some people, they need the microwave shit, eat the food quickly, the quick survival shit till they able to start cooking better meals, and be in the kitchen a little longer, where you gotta prep and shit and not just hit a timer. Yeah, man, that's it, man. I'm out of here, bro. Deuces.